Ecosystem Chronicles episode with someone special, dear to my heart, a good friend of mine, Nancy Ridge of Ridge Innovative. But we're excited and want to just express our gratitude to the JS Group for having us in their executive suite for the day, filming these great things. And we're at Channel Partners Expo live from Las Vegas. So really fun to do these live episodes, especially when I get to pull in people who are incredible. And what we're going to talk about today, or this episode right now, is all about how partner experience and customer experience are impacted by partner intelligence. And here to speak about that is a channel veteran, a partnership leader veteran, Nancy Ridge, who is not only a strategist and a quintessential channel sales veteran, but also someone who embraces technology, modern technology, and does it for herself. And that's one of the keys that's made your career so successful. And so now she's, yeah, you're a data geek like me. So now she's principal and president of the Ridge Innovative Group, which is a consulting practice. And she's also in partnership with the Phoenix Consulting Group, right? To do a very special piece of research all around partner experience, which has really been insightful and changing the game in how channel teams and partnership teams are looking at the importance of partner experience when it comes to customer experience, right? So, Nancy, thank you for being here. Tell us more about the research and the data that you use to uncover all this research.
Excellent. Well, first of all, thank you, Dina, for having me. I just love the work you do at Partner Optimizer. I know we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes, but this is a topic that's really close to my heart. And I'm going to say close to my heart because I've been in the channel for many years now, and I love this channel. And I'm always looking for ways to contribute to it that are going to help it grow and evolve the way it needs to. And so we are an ecosystem here in many ways. So many of us have been connected and have been focused on this goal for a long time. And one of those people is Tiffany Bova. I'm going to mention Tiffany because I've been following her research for many years when she was at Gartner and then more recently at Salesforce. And while she was at Salesforce, which was a unique place to sit, in the audience, so to speak, of this ecosystem, she actually did a study with Forbes. And the study came out, it was 300 CEOs that they talked to, and they were looking to see how did employee experience impact customer experience. Everybody at that time had recognized that customer experience is the path to revenue. There's no question about that. It's been well established. But she was curious to see how the employee impacted that. And so they did this study and they found that employee satisfaction had a profound impact on customer satisfaction. So lo and behold, I'm reading this data and interacting online with her and others. And one of those people was Norma Wattenpau, who is the president of the Phoenix Consulting Group. And Norma and I were both kind of dialoguing online about this data, and we asked each other, well, where's the partner in this equation? Because having been in the partner world for so long, we knew that in many cases, it wasn't even the employee that was touching the customer, it was a partner. Oftentimes, the partner was the only one who was really touching the customer. And so we decided to take a look and see if there was any metric or data that we could find in regards to how partner experience impacted customer experience. And so we set out on this mission, if you will, and it turned into about a year and a half worth of research. And we employed all of the people here in the channel that we know to help us, including people like Jay McBain, who wound up writing the foreword to our study, and many others who gave us tremendous insight and ideas in terms of how to approach this study. And then we went out and we talked to well over 100 companies across many different verticals, and we asked them that question. That was one of the questions we asked, and we had a series of questions that really were around that topic. And what we discovered was, first of all, that partners impacted the customer journey in every area, whether it was pre-sales, point of sale, or post sale. And every step of the way, partners were impacting that customer journey. And that meant that they were impacting the outcome of the customer experience. And we learned many other really incredible, insightful things. For example, some of them were surprising and some of them weren't. But for example, we heard that 87% of the time the partner was impacting or bringing the deal to the table for the company. And we're like, okay, pre-sales. We know partners are really good at that, right? But we also found that only 56% of the time were they actually transacting the deal. So that told us that oftentimes, there was definitely a co-sell motion going on, but also that there really was a collaboration, if you will, between the partner and the organization. It was important that that be a strong collaboration to have that customer get the right experience. So, we continued to delve deeper into this, and one of the facts that came out that blew us away a little bit was it turned out to be about 98% of the people that we talked to said that partners had a positive, highly positive impact on the customer experience. So even though we might feel like, oh, of course, we believe that here in the channel,
Validated that.
Right, we validated that. And so, from that point forward, there's more data. I feel like I'm talking a long
Well, let me
time.
ask you. So, when you talk about partners, are you talking about transactional partners only and expert partners only, or are you talking about an array, an ecosystem of different types of partners who are all either bringing the deal or influencing the decision?
That's a great question because we were curious about that too. And it really was an array of partners. And that is because the partner is touching that whole aspect of the experience with the customer. So most of the highly successful partners, I would say the majority, what we saw, were adding some sort of value to the equation. So, with the customer at the center, they're looking for a business outcome, right? And so theoretically, that product or service that you're bringing to the table is going to provide that business outcome. But in answer to your question, oftentimes the partner closes the loop on delivering that total business outcome. And that can be by layering on IP or layering on some sort of managed service. And so the partners who brought that added value to the product or service of the provider, they are the most successful and they're delivering the best experiences.
Interesting. And so are those partners that you just described, are those the ones who are the most critical type of partner to a transaction? Or
Well, they could be, and I think it kind of ties into the whole ecosystem model where, we've learned that a customer journey nowadays has many stops along the way. And so there are different people, different partners along the way that are going to help facilitate that outcome that they want. And in many aspects, it's because of the complexity of business today and the fact that many of these digital transformation solutions are highly complex. So they might need multiple partners to actually deliver the whole business outcome.
Got it. Interesting data. So here's the question for you. So now we know how important partner experience is, right, to our customers and in transactions. How as companies, how as channel organizations and partnership organizations can you best create a good partner experience or facilitate a good partner experience? What are those things that the companies can do?
Well, we asked that question, and the partners, without fail, are coming back and saying they want better training and they want better enablement. And that was their number one request. In fact, I believe it was 89% asked for that as their top priority. And interestingly enough, the second level was technical training and certification and specialization because the segmentation today of partner type, speaking to that complexity of digital transformation, is a big part of it. So you want to be able to segment those partners and make sure that you're bringing the right partner in who is technically enabled or trained to really deliver what everybody wants, which is that great customer experience.
Yeah, you need to create per partner a better together experience that
Mhm.
they can then take to the customer.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. And sometimes, organizations, they aren't quite sure like what the level of segmentation is within their partner track. And so without understanding that data, see, this is where the data really comes in and becomes valuable. It becomes really challenging to also understand where do we provide the enablement and the specialization in order to have that partner be as successful as they possibly can. So in other words, if you're just trying to give everybody, the same webinar or, deliver the same event to all your partners, then you're going to lose some of those
Most of them,
potentially
right.
great partners along the way. And, we see this in the stats, right? Because it used to be an 80-20 rule, like 20% would produce 80% of the results. But today it's, that number's gotten smaller. Now it's not unusual to see 5 or 10%. So how do we broaden that? And I believe a lot of it comes through data, through being able to know who your partners are and what their value proposition is.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's where we say not only is it important to use a partner intelligence platform to surface which partners to recruit and engage, but how to engage with them once you actually have them. So that is one of the ways that some of our customers who are using it to work with existing partners to be able to study and look at those individual companies and their profiles or group them into segments so that they can then create better training for one group versus another or an individual partner versus another to have a better, partner focused experience that's going to make that partner more successful with the end customer.
And more successful with you. And you
Right.
said something really key there, which is the fact that it's not just recruiting new partners, it's existing partners.
Right.
Many companies have a whole file drawer full of partner agreements, and they keep wasting time trying to figure out, and money, how to engage those partners.
Yeah.
Well, why not have the data understand what their value proposition
Right.
is?
If I like chocolate ice cream, you don't try to give me vanilla ice cream, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But so many times, we talk at the partners instead of to and with and understanding those partners. And, the world of account-based marketing has been here on the direct sales path for a long time. So what about account-based partner marketing,
That's
right?
the way to go. And so I'm just going to give a plug for my friend Dina and Partner Optimizer. We love to bring you into the equation because you provide the tool and the capability and the strategy to help people do that deep data discovery so that they are accelerating their results and they're getting to that better outcome, not just for the customer, which we all want, but also for the partner. So it's just a win-win everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great partnership so far. We've really enjoyed working with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, great. So I think, we've got to wrap it up right now, but I have a question for you in terms of, you work with so many clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this day and age where everyone's being asked to do more with less, right? What advice do you have for channel leaders who are stuck in that paradigm where right now their budgets are more cut, they're being asked to do more, achieve more, accelerate, be more efficient? What advice do you have for them?
My advice is very strongly to put those dollars where you can get the greatest impact. And don't spend the money on hope.
Right.
I believe in hope as a spiritual principle, but as a business practice, it's not successful. So instead, take those hard-earned dollars and those resources and invest them in data-driven strategies. That's my advice.
Yeah. Here, I agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say too, if you have a limited budget and you don't have enough resources to target an entire set of partners, figure out who those very, very best ones are and apply standard, projections on if a really good partner can drive X amount of revenue and their lifetime value is 2, 3, or 5 years, you can justify, investing the time to really getting those very best ones in because it's going to show a real good ROI.
You bet. And that's what by the way, that's really how companies are being measured today in the financial community. It's not so much about top line revenue or how many partners you have agreements in the drawer, so to speak, but it's all about, what are they producing, the value. It has to be profitable growth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, great. Well, thank you so much. I look
You're
forward to
welcome.
hearing how your research also progresses.
Yes, we're getting stories now. I forgot to mention that we're going back and we're collecting stories. So we'll be re-releasing the data very soon, and it'll be on Amazon. So I'll let everybody know when that comes out, and you can see those case studies for yourself.
Excellent. So how would everyone reach you, Nancy?
You can find me on LinkedIn. Very simple, Nancy Ridge, Ridge Innovative. We have our page there as well. We also have a website, www.ridgeinnovative.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everyone. We have one more episode shortly beginning with someone who is a real innovator in the partner tech world. His name's Gary Sabin, and he's the Chief Product Officer of InPartner. And so stay tuned. He'll be here to talk about incorporating AI and data into partner tech and other tech platforms. So looking forward to that.
Well, I'm going to stick around for that.
Excellent. Cool. All right, Nancy.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Dina.
Have a great show.
Okay.